In this video, we are going to talk about mesothelioma lawyers and lawsuits in the USA. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Mesothelioma is a cancerous tumor that develops in the lining of the lungs, abdomen, or heart as a result of inhaling asbestos fibers. Shortness of breath and chest discomfort are common symptoms. After being diagnosed with mesothelioma, most patients have a 12-month life expectancy. Surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation may be used to improve the prognosis. What is mesothelioma cancer? Malignant mesothelioma is asbestos-related cancer that is rare and incurable. Asbestos is dangerous in any amount, but mesothelioma is most commonly caused by long-term exposure to high levels of the toxin. Pleural mesothelioma, which develops on the lining of the lungs, is the most common type of mesothelioma. However, tumors of mesothelioma can develop on the linings of the gut, heart, and testes. Mesothelioma symptoms. When tumors expand, develop, and press against the chest wall and the abdominal cavity, mesothelioma symptoms appear. Patients who receive an early diagnosis have a better chance of benefiting from more therapy options. Because the symptoms are similar to those of other diseases, misdiagnosis is widespread. It's critical to be aware of your asbestos exposure history and to speak with your doctor about it as soon as feasible. Dry cough, shortness of breath, respiratory difficulties, chest or abdominal pain, fever or night sweats, pleural effusion, fluid around the lungs, fatigue, and muscle weakness are all common mesothelioma symptoms. Mesothelioma lawsuits. Mesothelioma lawsuits assist victims and their families in obtaining financial recompense from negligent asbestos-containing product producers. The majority of mesothelioma lawsuits are settled for roughly $1 million outside of court. Working with a skilled attorney may assist you in obtaining financial recompense. Make contact with a lawyer right away. Who can file a mesothelioma lawsuit? Individuals who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma may be entitled to file a mesothelioma lawsuit for financial compensation. Mesothelioma cases obtain significant financial compensation from irresponsible asbestos product makers, which can be used to assist pay for treatment and other costs. Your case must show that asbestos exposure caused your mesothelioma diagnosis. If the victim is too ill or dies from their cancer, a spouse, adult child, or another estate representative may be allowed to file a case on their behalf. The best approach to discover whether you are eligible to make an asbestos claim is to speak with an experienced mesothelioma lawyer. To learn if you qualify, contact a lawyer who specializes in mesothelioma litigation. Types of mesothelioma lawsuits. There are various different sorts of asbestos mesothelioma cases that you can pursue in order to seek financial compensation. Your lawyer will be able to choose which form of mesothelioma lawsuit to bring in your instance. Mesothelioma personal injury lawsuit. When a person diagnosed with mesothelioma is still alive, a personal injury case for mesothelioma is brought. The plaintiff is the mesothelioma patient, and the defendants are the producers of the asbestos-containing goods. The amount of a personal injury award is determined by the following factors: the victim's age, the nature of the injury, and the severity of the injury. Medical treatment costs, if the sufferer is unable to work. Lost wages, the number of defendants in the litigation, the number of dependents, such as a husband and children, pain and suffering, and travel expenditures are all factors to consider. With a free case analysis, an expert mesothelioma lawyer can help you estimate the potential worth of your personal injury case. Mesothelioma wrongful death lawsuit. On behalf of loved ones who have died from mesothelioma, estate agents may be entitled to bring a wrongful death case. Although the estate representative is frequently a family member, such as a spouse or adult child, the court can designate anybody. Furthermore, if the mesothelioma victim dies before the case is completed, the estate can usually continue the personal injury action. Wrongful death laws differ from state to state, so speak with a lawyer to see if you have a case. Mesothelioma class action lawsuits and multidistrict litigation. Class action lawsuits and multidistrict litigation (MDL) are not suitable options for victims seeking just recompense, according to mesothelioma lawyers. Multiple asbestos-related disease victims can file a class action lawsuit together in a class action lawsuit. They will all receive the same amount of compensation if their case is successful. A multi-district litigation (MDL) allows a single judge to hear all comparable claims filed in federal court. Both litigation types allow the court system to handle several cases at once. Although asbestos exposure victims have historically received far less compensation than victims of personal injury or wrongful death in a personal injury or wrongful death lawsuit. As a result, they're nearly never submitted nowadays. Reasons to file an asbestos lawsuit. Mesothelioma is a disease that may be prevented and has just one known cause: asbestos exposure. To make a profit, asbestos-containing goods manufacturers concealed the well-documented risks of asbestos from the general public. Because you were a victim of asbestos business's negligence, you are entitled to compensation. When I was told that I wasn't suing the government, that I wasn't suing the US Navy, it motivated me to continue with the action. I had filed a lawsuit against the company. I became enraged when I learned that they had known for many years what it would do to a human being. Walter T., a victim of pleural mesothelioma. Cover your medical expenses. Mesothelioma necessitates intensive treatment by specialists. During their first year of treatment, many patients owe more than $400,000 in medical expenditures. Compensation from a mesothelioma case may be able to alleviate some of the financial load. Families who win mesothelioma lawsuits receive an average of $1 million or more in cash compensation. Hold manufacturers accountable. Exposure to asbestos is the sole known cause of mesothelioma. For decades, manufacturers neglected the mineral's risks, putting millions of people in peril. Ensure your family's financial well-being. Compensation from mesothelioma claims can help your loved ones have a secure future. Even if you or a family member must take time off work to obtain treatment, financial compensation may be available to assist make up for the missed income. Notable asbestos lawsuit compensation amounts. Out-of-court settlements for mesothelioma cases often range from $1 million to $1.4 million. Victims with mesothelioma may be awarded an average of $2.4 million if their case goes to trial. The majority of mesothelioma claims are settled before going to trial because they are extremely dangerous for both the plaintiff and the defendant. Through a trial, there is no way to ensure that the victim will win. Most asbestos lawyers prefer to settle out of court since there is a lower danger of losing your case than there is in a lengthy trial. Settlements are also a more expedient means of obtaining financial compensation. $10.2 million, Navy veteran, Washington. $9.5 million, construction worker, California. $6.5 million, Army veteran and oil field worker, Louisiana. $1.2 million, second-hand exposure, Louisiana. $10.2 million, Navy veteran, Washington. $9.5 million, construction worker, California. $6.5 million, Army veteran and oil field worker, Louisiana. $1.2 million, second-hand exposure, Louisiana. $10.2 million, Navy veteran, Washington. $9.5 million, construction worker, California. $6.5 million, Army veteran and oil field worker, Louisiana. Missourian steps to file a mesothelioma lawsuit. Despite the fact that each case is unique, the majority of mesothelioma claims follow the same fundamental legal procedure. Number 1. Case evaluation. A legal team will do a free case assessment to identify when, where, and how you were exposed to asbestos, as well as which companies may be to blame. An expert mesothelioma lawyer, a nurse, investigators, paralegals, and other support workers may be part of your specialized legal team. Number 2. Filing the lawsuit. Following your free case evaluation, your lawyer will file your mesothelioma claim. Because some courts are more sympathetic to mesothelioma litigation than others, your legal team will select the best court system to file in. In 2018, around 2,000 mesothelioma claims were filed. Number 3. Defendant Response. Once the lawsuit has been handled by the court, the defendants will be notified. Defendants usually have 30 days or less to agree or deny your reparation request. Both legal teams will gather evidence to enhance their claims if they reject them. Number 4. Discovery Phase. To prove the defendants were negligent and at blame for your asbestos exposure, your legal team will gather documents, images, and historical data. Documentation of the asbestos-containing items you utilized, employment history and related documentation, medical records that validate your mesothelioma diagnosis, military service records, if applicable, and witness statements are all examples of evidence acquired throughout the discovery process. Number 5. Settlement versus Trial. Your lawyer will negotiate an out-of-court settlement with the defendant's lawyer. Settlements can be struck at any point during the mesothelioma lawsuit process, although they are most common just before a trial date. During an asbestos trial, both legal teams submit their cases to a judge or jury, who determines who wins. Although a jury trial may result in a higher payout, most lawyers plan for a settlement. Successful verdicts can be challenged by the defendants, and trials add a significant amount of time to the case process. When should I file a mesothelioma lawsuit? Your mesothelioma case should be filed as soon as feasible. The statute of limitations for mesothelioma claims establishes a time limit for filing your claim. Because the statute of limitations varies by state, it is critical to speak with an experienced mesothelioma lawyer. Did you know? Even if you have had mesothelioma for a long period, you should contact a lawyer. Lawyers can help you figure out if there are any other options for financial recompense. What do you think about our video? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.